Welcome to Wayne's World and Kelly Video Podcast. Our special guest today is Nushelle Hastings. Welcome to the show, Nushelle. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Thank you for having me. I'm good.
Good morning. Take two.
Oh, hi, Kelly. How are you?
Oh, hi. Just want to say good morning, everybody. So this is sort of a recap, not a recap, but a redo. Back when we were just audio, it was a disaster, and we had one of the most incredible conversations, not only on podcast world, but of our lifetimes, at least for me. I don't know about Wayne. And for Nushelle, it was just an average conversation, but it was so exciting. So now we're bringing her on as our first video guest, and let's see if we can capture the magic again. So Wayne, take it away for now, but before you do, I can't pass the mic. Nushelle, we're going to give you, we're going to talk about you a lot in 25 minutes, but I just learned that you're up for an award from the American Society of Public Administration South Florida chapter, their 22 annual awards, as an advocate engagement award recipient for your work that you do with women and empowering women and other things that you do throughout this great land of ours of sunny South Florida, not Minnesota.
But I have reaches into Minnesota as well. So
Of course you do.
I really do. Michelle Talbert, if you're listening, this is for you, girl.
Well, that's a nice shout
Yeah,
out.
I'd like you to take it away, Nushelle, and tell us what this award means to you.
Wow. So this award is one that I am going to be accepting. I'm the one selected to accept the award because I am the one that started with the vision of women empowering women in development. However, it is not just solely me. Women empowering women for the past 3 years have what we call the founding members, which is Maria Isabel Coloma of Pecora Corporation, Elise Ramirez of Best Roofing, Deanna Thompson Bradley of Whitecap, and Diana Alert, also of Best Roofing. And so we came together to take our small group and enlarge it. And so it was supposed to be like a sisterhood amongst us to keep us encouraged and to mentor us and kind of to talk best practices in the business development and marketing world. And then it blossomed into something so amazing. And the timing is a little crazy because after 3 years, the founding members have rolled off to pursue their own work and ideologies and to handle some personal things that are coming on, maybe motherhood or a new growth territory at work. And so this coming year, we're going to do it a little different. It's going to have the same feel, same texture, same meaning, same purpose to empower women to unleash their potential through education, information, and mentorship. So I will be the one to accept the award on this week from FIU School of Civic Engagement and ASPA. But I will not be accepting it by myself, and my shoulders will be beautifully adorned with the sisterhood.
Very nice. I remember I got an email inviting me to join Women Empowering Women. Just wanted to
You wish.
with my name, and then I go, wait a second.
So we want to also circulate, include, because it is inclusive. That's the first thing, right? So it's inclusive, and we want to make sure that we always have the brotherhood, our brothers with us, because this work that we do, we can't do without our industry brothers. So yes, Callie, we have reached out to you on several occasions, and we will continue because you have an ear to the ground for the community. You have a heart and you have a passion. Wayne, you're gonna get your sleeves rolled. See, I didn't even have any sleeves because you keep the sleeves rolled up. So when you walk now, Wayne, you walk like this, and then you walk with one sleeve up like that, meaning I'm willing to work. I'm open to do good.
I love that. And Nushelle, one of the things that I want the World Wide Web to know and appreciate about you, just obviously not where you're at in Florida, but you have the unique ability to unite people, kind of under what I call a Big Ten philosophy, Big Ten theory of strength in numbers, people that lead in the industry, but also you and your group's ability to provide a mentorship for everybody.
Mhm.
And explain a little bit about that, how you started that philosophy out and what it continues to mean to you both in your personal and professional life.
Well, in a space of transparency, you're looking at a woman that was raised without her parents, right? So my parents is a big question mark my entire life. And I'm the oldest my mother had me really young. I'm the oldest niece, and I'm the oldest child in my family. So I have always had to lead by example, lead by thought. So I want to digress there because some people think leading is an action word, but leading is a lot of thought. You have to put a lot of thought into everything you do every single day because someone is watching you, right? Someone does have an idea of what you're supposed to represent even before you open your mouth, right? So leading, you lead with thought first here before you lead with actions outwardly. So I've had to put a lot of thought into my life, my entire life. And the one thing that I don't ever want anyone to do, Wayne, is feel alone. When you are raised without parents, there's a lot of alone space in your head. And the best way to fill that alone space is to bring the world in, to make the world's canvas yours, to paint with your personality and with your love and with your care and with all the opposites of what people think about you. So people think, that you always have all the answers. No, but the more you include them, they see that you don't, that you welcome their thought, you welcome their opinion, you welcome them into your life. And so that started as a small child and it has blossomed into this wonderful thing that I call adulthood. And I don't want to stop.
Adulting, and there's an interesting concept I really haven't grasped yet. So, but you made me think about something. When I'm the youngest of 9, and I was raised by my 2 parents, so we have a different lifestyle in that regard. Although even being the youngest 9, sometimes you feel lonely. I think everybody has that feeling that they're different than everybody else.
Mhm.
But my dad was amazing. My mother was more amazing, just, if they're listening. So, but my dad truly was amazing. And he had 9 kids. There was Judy, Mark, Mike, Candy, Mickey, Debbie, Joyce, Jimmy, and then their favorite, me. And I remember asking my dad, I was in my 20s, I go, Dad, it's amazing how perfect you are. I mean, the guy was just phenomenal on so many levels to raise 9 kids and raise us in a very nice lifestyle. And he says, well, when you've got 20 eyes staring at you all the time, it makes you step up your game. And I never thought about it that way. But and he had these 10 people, the 9 kids and my mother, depending on him 24/7. There was no room to screw up. You were a kid and you had people depending on you. You didn't have to carry that, but you did. And that was a choice that I know Wayne didn't make when he was young. No, just kidding. So what made you do that as a kid, or I mean, it just blows my mind. I mean, I was just trying to stay out of trouble when I was a kid. From we had a thing called restriction growing up. I don't know if they have that anymore. Now they call it timeout for 5 minutes.
Well, what I want to say is that everybody has this life. When life gives you lemon, you make lemonade or whatever. But as a child, you have to learn what lemonade should taste like, right? I didn't even know I had lemon,
Right.
right? I just had this thing, this fruit, and it wasn't sweet, right? But I had to continue to taste it, right? And we all have to taste situations to figure out what we can make it. So hence all these years later, right? They have when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. Hello,
Right.
I created the stand too. And the chalkboard. Lemonade, 3 cents. Pennies were a commodity when I was coming up.
Right. Well, pennies actually bought us stuff back then too. Me being the oldest of the 3 here, I can account for that. Timmy
Yeah.
Shoemaker and I used to go to his parents' place in Colonial Beach on the weekends, and we'd go fishing and do all the things that, kids do. And we used to go to the candy store, and for pennies, you could buy candy. And you
Yeah.
can't do that in the city where I live near DC, but out in the country at the Colonial Beach, you could do that. So
Remember the show? I think it was called Magilla Gorilla, the commercial, and it says, "How much is that monkey in the window?" Take my advice at any price. A gorilla like Magilla is mighty nice.
oh my, you really watched that cartoon a lot. I think I did too. I love that one. But
Those pennies
we're
count.
really we're digressing big time here. So how long have you been in Florida or in South Florida?
Oh, been in South Florida, celebrating 5 years, coming up on $5 foot long. Okay, no.
So this half an hour show is sponsored by Subway, but not Jared. Jared would turn out to be really bad. So
Coming up.
thanks for throwing that out
coming
there
up
for our
on
sponsor.
5 years.
And you live in Davie, and I know you have an incredible relationship with the town of Davie and the mayor, which is you have really immersed yourself into the South Florida culture in a very brief time.
Yes. So I live in the town of Davie, and actually I was given the top citizen by some group this past week as well. And I am a Women's History Maker Award recipient for the town of Davie. I run the Davie Jazz Society, and I am a Black History Proclamation recipient all this year. And last year, for South Florida, I was named one of the top most influential Black professionals and influential Black professionals by Legacy Magazine, Sun Sentinel. You may have seen that in one of the Sunday papers, but hey, not everybody reads the paper, but you can get it online too. No.
I was telling you yesterday that I actually got a trophy in junior high school for chess. So I've got
Wayne, you and I, we got to step our chess game up because you got to take Kelly up on his pedestal.
Years ago up in the DC market, I also got the Rising Pineapple Award from the Virginia Hotel Association. So I guess
Hotel Association, that's a good award to have.
I've got it in storage up in Virginia. I got to pick it up so I can put it next to my Beatles album that I have here. So.
Wait, did you know that Kelly loves the Beatles a lot?
If I didn't prior to this call, I do now.
Oh, listen. So I have to take this away. I know this podcast. This is our podcast, right? So I'm the guest. I want to say we had an event April 30th, and we had the Beatles. The Beatles Maniac USA. They cover all of the Beatles music, and the lights were off. But in the crowd, you can see this dude like. He was killing it. And I was like, that looks like Kelly's head.
I was loving it. They were good. I love Beatle tribute bands. So I think there's over 100,000 tribute bands to the Beatles across this great world of ours. There's 7 for not Bon Jovi. Who is it you like? Wayne? Who's your band from Washington State?
Oh, Nirvana.
Oh, Nirvana. I think there's 7 tribute bands for Nirvana. So.
Well, okay, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. Why don't you tell me what the Beatles' first choice for their band name was?
I believe it was I want to say it was the Silver Beatles.
No, it's the Quarrymen. Are you?
They were originally the Silver Beatles, and they dropped the silver. I know that. Did they come from the Quarrymen?
Check Wikipedia when we're off the call. Remember, you tried to call me out on Chuck Wepner? Rocky was.
I didn't call you out on Chuck Wepner. I was impressed and blown away by it.
Okay, this is so good. I have 5 brothers. I'm feeling right at home right now.
I have 5 sisters and 3 brothers. Wayne, how about you? Only child, I bet.
I have one sister and we're both adopted.
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
That's a
Yep.
deep dive.
This fighting is something that you've always wanted, right?
It's kind of what guys do. You know, the more that we argue and rib each other, the more we like each other. But I'll never tell Kelly that I like him, but I will tell you that I like you.
Oh, I love both of you guys. I find that y'all have really had an incredible impact in my life, and I think that's, you know, and I've been impacted by other people, but I've got 2 of my favorite people on right now. So, you know, to me, that's a huge blessing.
Do you know that your favorite people and you were in the making for
Yep.
5 years now, right?
That's
From-
very true.
Because I met you both at trade shows.
Yep.
Right. I met Kelly, and I don't even know if people understand the relationship. They just know that Kelly and Michelle have this unwavering, relentless love for one another. But when I first started in the industry down here, it was like it felt like 200 degrees. I mean, it felt really, really hot. And coming out of New York, when you say trade show, that means suit and heels and, you know, the whole 9 yards. So South Florida is a little different because it's polos and whatnot. But I went to my very first trade show. I was macked out as if I was walking down Wall Street. I was like up to here with my collar, you know, so nobody looks at your cleavage. You know, I had all the answers right. I had my shoes. I had on pantyhose. Ladies, I had on pantyhose in South Florida. I had on a jacket and didn't know about that famous cart that you get to pull stuff. Anyway, I parked my car in this rotunda to unload. And when I tell you I was so hot, I was about to faint. And I was trying to literally like a Sandra Bullock movie, trying to pull stuff out. My shoe heel wasn't broken, but if you can imagine, you know, a woman walking with all that stuff in a broken shoe heel. And Kelly comes over and he's like, "Can I help you?" I just gave him everything. I was like, "Oh,
Everything.
Everything.
can you help me? You got any water while you're carrying my stuff?"
That's how it all started.
So, he didn't just carry it, like he found the booze. By the time I could collect myself, get to the bathroom so I didn't faint, because it was like, you don't want EMT coming on your first rodeo. Like, you don't want that. So I'm in the bathroom, totally forgot about this guy with my stuff. And I find my booth and everything's up. Like literally the band,
Wow.
everything's done. And I was like, who was that masked man? No.
And I also got your company 2 contracts that day. No, I'm just kidding. But that was fun. I mean, and little did I know this impressive person I was helping, you know, because I'm not lying.
Kelly, you did.
She was looking a
because-
little distressed when I met her.
No, look, oh my God.
And then she tells me her name, and I'm like, I don't
I'm
even know how to
freaked
say
out.
your
But do you
name.
know that he didn't just set me up, he broke me down. At the end of the expo, he came over like a good doctor would do, right? On that follow-up visit. He said, "Hey, so how did you do? Blah, 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 blah." And he goes, "I'm gonna take that down for you." He didn't even ask. He says, "I'm going to take it down." There's so much that I learned from that. When you know that someone needs something from you, you don't have to ask them. They might not always know what to ask for, but that expo, one of many, I have never, since that time up to all these years later, put up a banner or taken it down. Well, I put my tablecloths on, and that's, but Kelly's always been there. And his buddy, he had a buddy that he you know, enlisted to help.
I was
And
going to mention that.
he and
John
John.
Marks,
Yes.
WRG, another sponsor today, water damage restoration, mold, asbestos, they do it all. I
That's right.
I wanted to make sure that we could get that stuff back out.
Yes.
And I solicited John to help, and he was very helpful.
It's been amazing. And then Wayne, meeting you at the expo, you came over and you're like, you smile a lot and you know Kelly Coon, so we should know each other. Kelly says, I should meet you. Let's take a picture. Hey, yesterday was selfie day. I
Selfie
didn't
day.
see.
I had a few people comment, they go, I thought that was Kelly Coon Day.
Well,
Wait,
I just want to say to both of you is that you're both absolutely well known for helping anybody out at any time. Don't even look for a reason why. It's just the right thing to do. Um, in both Michelle and Kelly, I think that's not only a testament to who you are as people, but also the business empires that you're building. So always looking to pay it forward and to do the right thing is kind of mentoring, kind of 101 with Michelle with what you do. You know, teaching people the right way to do things, and it just should come naturally, right?
wow. Well, speaking of the right way to do things, recently, and you know, as Kelly's not only like my expo buddy, but Kelly is the brother, the older brother. Remember, we said at the top of the show that I'm the oldest, right? So I always
I'm
wanted
the
to have an
oldest.
older sibling.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I have great friends from New York and back in Central Florida, but when I came to South Florida, I didn't really have that person. And I believe that the Father divinely placed Kelly in that position in my life. And so on yesterday, Kelly and I had a conversation because I wanted to make sense of something that had occurred that kind of didn't make sense to me. So talking about having Kelly as that person that will help you. He helped me yesterday kind of understand a crazy situation. I call it a crazy situation because when I can't give it a definition, it's crazy, right? But so at the top of the year, after 4 amazing years with Falcon, I went with a company that is global, is international. It's headquartered in France with a sub headquarter in New York, and it's growing right into this beautiful thing. And so met a gentleman and thought that I would be opening or helping with their East Coast business development. And as of yesterday, the craziest thing happened, that they have concluded that they bought these legacy companies together, and they just finished their national and international convention. And so it has been determined that that great position that I have, theoretically, and I believe that it really is, right? When it gets there. But for right now, they're going to move in another direction due to profitability, and the working or intermingling of the two companies that were here to form this thing, right? This thing. That's what I call it when I can't really put a definition to it. And those of you that know me, it's this thing. It doesn't make sense, right? So my position and a few others have been eliminated. And so I called my brother and I asked him about it. And me, the helper, right? Wayne, me, the helper,
Yeah.
would say, you know, the scriptures, because I'm a believer, I'm a minister, right? It says that every man should count up the cost when he takes on a project, right? I don't know if people know that that's even in the Bible, to see if he has sufficiency to finish it. That's a scripture. And so I had to put on my big sister hat yesterday, the big sister, the oldest child that wanted a big brother, and I called him, right? It's not like Cash Cab in New York when you call out when you can't get the answer. I called him and I asked him, can you help me make sense of this? Right? Can you help me decipher this? And like a big brother, he listened for a long time. And I want to say thank you for that. So it's not a nice place to be in. You know, I'm not going to say, oh, those corporate America woes. This is another situation that has presented itself. And I have, once again, an opportunity. I want to tell you something that happened so crazy. So I'm drinking out of my mug. This is my first time I ever tried this, being on TV, drinking a mug. Hold on 1 minute. Drinking a mug of tea, not a cup. I drink a mug of tea. But Wayne, I don't know if you could read this, and Kelly, I'm going to put this up here. Oh, this is really from Susan Summons. I'm giving you a shout out. Thank you for this cup. She
I
was
love
on
her.
TV in Houston, and I got a mug. But can I tell you what the tea says? The tea bag says, let the opportunities come to you. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, put your glasses on, Kels. No, let
So this is a,
the opportunities come to you.
Perfect.
So
this is a huge shout out of the opportunity that you have now and what companies have in South Florida to take advantage of one of the most amazing people's talents that I've ever met. So, you know, I'm excited for you. You know, things happen. Everything happens for a reason. An Irish saying is when one door shuts, a larger door opens. I'm excited to see the next step in your journey. And I'm honored that we get to announce it. And what did I say? So we had this beautiful conversation. It was pretty deep, and we're not going to talk about all of it, and we got to jump off in about 60 seconds. But I did say, so we're shouting it out tomorrow. You know, reach out to Nichelle, and I won. What did I say? 10 or 20%.
Oh my gosh. Well, no experience is wasted if you see it as an opportunity. It was something that happened. This global world that we live in, things are going to happen. That's what I was leading up to say. In this global world, there is so much going on. There is so much change. There is so much infrastructure that doesn't have infrastructure, that needs infrastructure, the realignment, transitions, mergers, acquisitions. There has to be collateral damage. Kelly gave me that word too, right? But with every collateral damage situation, there is an opportunity. And so I want you to know that every day of your life, no matter what happens, there is still an opportunity to do good. There is still opportunity to get up, shake yourself off, dust yourself off, get back on that game. If I was in Brooklyn right now, I would be on the Iron Horse, but I'm not. I'm sitting in this chair. I'm talking to two of the most admired men. Now I can say South Florida, Wayne, talking to two of the most admired men in South Florida. And for that, this is a great way to start my morning after. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And thank you to all the women empowerment women out there in development. You make this industry kick butt. Ladies, put your high heels on, your steel toe boots, and your hard hat. Let's saddle up because we have work to do.
Wow,
love it.
what a great way to end the call. Nichelle, we will definitely be having a follow-up with you in the not too distant future to see where you land. And thank you for being a most gracious guest.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to sign off. God bless you. God bless everyone. And Wayne, I love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. Bye, Nichelle. See you guys.
Shalom.